My name is Kennedy Ng, and I am very happy to present to you tonight the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, which will be an option for the community to know the good things that happen in this beautiful city.
The city of Union City, a cosmopolitan city where almost all of us have seen each other. We are like a large family that through the management of our representatives, they help our citizens. And our people do volunteer work because they know that the city is run by a mayor who has shown that he is not the common politician, but that he works for his community. This program is an extension of information where we are going to have participation of personalities from the public and private sectors so that they can keep us informed of the community. May that be educational activities and everything that benefits us.
Good evening, Union City, the Dream City. As every Sunday, 7 p.m., we have a special guest. And tonight, we have a very special one. My friend, a gentleman that have dedicated his life in the area of education, teaching in Union City, as well as administrator, as the superintendent of Union City School District. And he will be talking about other things in his life. Mr. Sanger, how you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, Kennedy. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the Dream City.
My
and
pleasure.
You know that this is Union City, the Dream City.
Yes.
Every Sunday at 7 p.m.
Right.
I'm going to be asking you a couple questions, and just feel free to answer the best as you could. And this is like an educational, informative YouTube channel every Sunday at 7 p.m.
Okay, great.
Mr. Sanger, can you tell the community, the Dream City, Union City, about your childhood, your family, your education?
Yeah, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here this evening with Kennedy, and a pleasure to be here with all of the people of Union City through this YouTube. And I am a man who has been born and raised in Union City.
Great.
I have a lot of pride in Union City, and I did start here with my family, both my mother and father. I have an older brother and a younger brother. We have all attended the schools here in Union City, all attended elementary school in Union City.
Which one?
Elementary school. Myself went to Gilmore Elementary School.
Whoa.
And then on to Emerson High School, my brothers and I. I then went on to William Patterson University. I went on to Seton Hall University for a master's degree. And I'm just happy to be part of Union City and the great opportunities that Union City has given me in my life, both personally and professionally.
Very good. I always ask my guests about if they remember when they were in grammar school. Do you remember the teachers by that time?
Oh, absolutely. I do remember my grammar school teachers. And the reason why, Kenley, is because they had so much of an influence on your life. Your early development and the emphasis at those years and the younger years of doing things, we might say, in the right way, the right manner, and most of all, having mutual respect for other people and working daily with people and communicating with people and having that mutual respect.
Tell me the truth. Were you a good student?
I was what you would call an
Don't lie to me.
I won't lie to you. I was an average student.
Okay.
But one thing I always had, Kennedy, was a pleasant attitude. I always had an attitude that knew it was important to get along with people, and of course, a tremendous work ethic.
That's
so
good.
while you may
I
be
know,
average in the
I know
classroom,
you for many years.
average in the classroom or average education, but then your people skills, getting along with people is so important in life, as well as a strong work ethic. Those things will lead to success for everyone, not only in your professional life, but in your personal life as well.
Are you the only one in your family being an educator, or other part of the family, you have families related to that career?
Well, no, I'm not. I was the first one in my family who became an educator, and I went through college, and I was very fortunate to get a job teaching here in Union City when I was 22 years of age. But I did have an older brother who later on in life, at 47 years of age, went on to be an educator. He came out and he started a new career after his initial career, and he started a second career in education, and he was a teacher in the Hudson County schools as well.
Mrs. Sanger, what year did you start your career as a teacher in Union City?
Union City, I started in 1973.
73. And what subject did you
I was teaching social studies at Union City High School. I was also involved in a community involvement program where we had students getting jobs and opportunities within the community working. And I was also fortunate to be a basketball coach too, because athletics and sports was an important part of my life.
Do you like the NBA? You follow it?
I love watching the NBA, yes.
New York Knicks or the Nets?
I would say I'm both. I'm a New York fan, so I'm
New York fans too. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're always losing, but we're gonna win this year.
I'm with you, sir.
But okay, how many years did you work as a teacher in Union City?
I worked as a teacher in Union City for 41 years.
41 years. Wow, that's a large experience.
Yes, sir, and a very rewarding experience. I loved all my time in Union City, the people I met, and was a great overall experience.
Mrs. Sanger, if you compare the first years teaching in Union City and at the end of your career as a teacher, can you tell me about the difference?
Well, for me, I'd like to think that I started as a teacher here in Union City. As I said, I was a teacher. I was a basketball coach. I was involved in many aspects of the school. I was very fortunate to go on and later on be a principal in the Union City school system for some 20 years at Robert Waters Elementary School and Jefferson Elementary School. I was also fortunate then to go, after being a principal, go on to be an assistant superintendent of schools, which was a great experience, allowed me to work very closely with many people in the community and truly develop our early childhood program here in Union City, utilizing all the community providers.
Great. And now I know why you became the superintendent. I mean, it's a large experience and everything. What years did you start as a superintendent of a Union City school district?
Union City Schools, I started in July of 2003.
2003. Wow, how many years you were the superintendent?
I was superintendent for 12 years.
What did you bring to the table? I'm talking about as a superintendent that was not there when you started.
Well, I am not sure what really was not there prior to myself, but all I can say is I felt I brought to the table as superintendent of schools the ability to bring people together for one common goal. And I was always very proud of that, being a leader and being able to work with everyone and again bringing everyone together. And the other was to lead by example, which I felt was ultimately important, and to let everyone know that there were many things I was willing to do myself and never asked anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do. And I believed in a strong work ethic. I believed in working closely with other people. And most of all, I believed in involving the community, the people within the community.
That's great. That's that.
And truly have a vision as to the fact that what are we going to do now to meet the needs of the community, to meet the needs of the people, meet the needs of the children, meet everyone. So you have to have a vision whereby you must meet the needs of the community and try to rally everyone together to do that.
That's good. Being a teacher and being a superintendent is a big difference. Now, if I ask you, do you remember the first day as a superintendent? Tell me your first day, your emotion, how did you feel?
Well, Kennedy, needless to say, very excited. It was very exciting for me, but at the same time, I was very fortunate prior to being the superintendent to have worked here for some 27 years or so. I did have the fortunate opportunity to work with many people prior to myself. So the transition to superintendent was easier because I did have a lot of experience working with people prior to becoming superintendent. So that made the transition much easier. But the word was excitement and getting to know different people at different levels.
Exactly. It was a
big
big difference. Yeah.
Big difference.
Which person you identify when you got that position that you got in your office, of the peoples in general that help you to get the environment right for you?
Within the Board of
Yes, the
Education
Board of
itself?
Education itself.
Well, I always was proud of the fact that I had a good relationship with Mayor and State Senator Brian Stack prior to him being senator, and knowing that it was so important again to meet the needs of within the community. So I thought I had a great relationship with the mayor and Mayor Brian Stack and his influence in the community, and it's all very much understood and very evident as the great work he does in Union City. But also the fact too, I was great that I had a relationship with my board members, and you happen to be one of those board members
remember,
at one
I'm
of
still
those
there.
times. But I always had a great relationship with board members. We had a mutual respect, and how we worked together as a cohesive
family.
Exactly, like a cohesive unit, like a family, on how we were going to provide for the children of Union City.
You got that
and
right.
that was a great thing, working together with others. A lot of things, and it's great about Union City, you don't have to do it all yourself. You have many people around you. You have many people within the community that have an honest interest and a love for Union City, and we work together as a team and as a family.
Mr. Saga, tell me, what year did you retire as a superintendent?
I retired in July of 2014.
Why?
Well, after 41, 42 years, I just felt that, when you give everything you have, and you have a love for your community, and you give 100% to your community, there is a time that you have to say to yourself, well, I've done many things, and maybe it's time to give other people chances as well. So that you can always look at yourself, and I felt we were very fortunate in Union City to have one of the leading urban districts in the state of New Jersey. We were a leader, or as we like to say, we were a bit of a light for this in this state of New Jersey as an urban community, and I felt we achieved many things, built 6, 7 new schools in Union City, and developed and put together a school district that was a high-functioning school district, a high-performing school district. And again, that was because of many of the great people, and especially the teachers of Union City. And many times we talk about administration and leaders, but make no mistake, the true strength of the Union City School District is the teachers that are within the classroom and the relationship that they have with the students. And
that's very important that the community listen to that from you.
Yes, sir. Based on my experience, they are truly the most effective people in Union City.
After many, many years being so busy as a teacher, as administrator, superintendent, after retire, the first day, tell me about it.
Well,
you're home by yourself with wife and family.
You have mixed emotion.
Yeah.
Obviously. 1 minute you're...
And you know why I ask you? Because there's a lot of people that are planning to retire and they don't know after retire, after so many years working so hard for the community, for whatever area they are, those first years after retirement. Tell me about it.
Well, the first years obviously you have to find things in your life the way you can be productive, and you just don't flip the switch and say, okay, I'm not working anymore, I'm changing my life completely. No, it's a process. And while you may not be coming to work every day...
I always call it a psychological process.
Yes.
It's like you have to... The same way when you go to college, that you see yourself, the goal to achieve. Now when you are retired, you have to do the contrary.
Right.
The goals
Right.
as a retirement person.
Right. But which is so true, and the way you put it was excellent, Kennedy, but the thing too is, what are things can you still start doing in life now that still can be productive? And most of all in life, how can you help other people? What are things you could still continue doing in your life to help other people? Because we all know the value of that, the worth of that, and in life,
Exactly.
in life, the most important things we could do is share our experience with other people, share with many things that we've gone through. How can we assist others and allow my experience to help other people through. So
I know.
that's the fun of it.
Now, turning the page, because your story is very, interesting. Now, you got retired, and then suddenly in the community, it was announced that you was going to be the Housing Authority Director. How that happened?
Well, I'll say this, Kennedy. I was retired for about 22 months, and let's just say retirement is not for everyone. All right, and I realized that while I was, a man, I was in my 60s, and I achieved many things educationally. I realized that life does change. Things do happen within the family, as personal life as well as professional life, and I realized I still had energy, and I still had something to give back to the community. And what had happened was I had heard that there was an opening, and the past executive director at the Union City Housing Authority had chosen to retire, and I let it be known and I applied for the position and let it be known, and I think because of my past relationships and knowing the community and knowing many people, I felt
you
that
fit
I
very
would
well in
fit
that
well into
position.
the position. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the difference? I'm talking about administrating the housing and the school system. Are there anything in common, or what's going on there?
Well, there's something, of course, in common because you're dealing with people. You're dealing with families, all right? The children in the schools came from family. The children within the housing authority, of course, what we try to do is build our community through strong families. And that's our slogan at the Union City Housing Authority, to build communities.
And you know very well the community of Union City.
Yes. I'm fortunate to have the experience of knowing the community. And, still dealing with people, whatever it might be. But at the housing, you're dealing with them a number of aspects of their lives. And it's just not the housing, but how can you help them socially? How can you help them in social issues? How can you help them with economic issues, things of that nature? So you're in the housing department, you're touching quite a few areas
I don't know if you know that I was the vice chairman of the Housing Authority Board.
I did not know that.
Before you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for about 3 or 4 years.
I knew you were a member of the Board of Education with me, but that I
before
didn't know.
that.
I'm learning today myself.
Yeah, and then I became the director of a redevelopment agency that before was like an agency in conjunction with the Housing Authority. Tell me something. What are the challenges right now that you see as the housing director of Union City? And I'm talking in general, seniors and veterans in general.
Right. Well, I think the biggest issue here in Union City is the same that it is throughout our nation, nationwide. There's not enough of affordable housing within our communities. Not only here in Union City, not only the state of New Jersey, but throughout the United States itself. And our job is to provide quality of life for people, but at the same time, what can we do?
And that was my next question, because we know that this is an issue in the United States, and maybe in the entire planet.
Yes.
But people from Union City, the Dream City, wanted to hear from you as the executive director, what the city of Union City is to get better in that area.
Well, what we're doing, and obviously you're not an agency. In order to improve community, you can't do it all yourself. Can't be one agency.
Exactly.
So you have to reach out and enter many different partnerships. We're partnering now with Mayor and Senator Brian Stack. We've actually partnered with the School Development Agency of the state of New Jersey, whereby they had some buildings that were no longer in use that the School Development Agency had obtained when they took over some of this to build new schools in Union City. So we had two of our buildings that we were able to rehab, two of our buildings that we were able to put together apartments, quality apartments for people. And working on a relationship such as that, we were able to put together 48 new apartments for people
And that's good to
within
know.
Union City. We're also working closely with Mayor Stack, who's building for the seniors in Union City, is putting together another project on 8th Street between Central Avenue and Summit Avenues in order to develop and put together 100-unit
This is the good thing
senior
that
building.
the community wanted to hear
Yes,
from you.
yes. And this will not be under the management of the Union City Housing Authority, but we will be very much a part of it because we will be providing 66 Section 8 vouchers
Whoa.
to that building to allow the seniors who are coming to live in that building, to allow them for it to be affordable for them, with working with HUD, which is Housing and Urban Development. So 66 of those people will be under Section 8, which will allow them to have a lower rent fees and things of that nature. And it'll be a quality new building with many features. And it's something that Mayor Stack has put together. So we're assisting in many different areas. We've also improved 40 of our veterans' homes on Cantello Street, and 40 of those homes through COA, which is a coalition of affordable housing funding. We're able to provide through the mayor and through the city of Union City $1.4 million, where we're able to fix up, renovate, and make improvements
Yes.
for 40 units there, where we be able to put in new bathrooms, new kitchens, new flooring, new roofs, new pathways, walkways, new lighting, things of that nature. Just trying to clean up, and fix up.
So hearing you now, this was my next question. Is a good relationship between the city administration and housing?
Well, and that's a great thing.
And that's the formula.
Yes, that's the formula. The importance of how all the community agencies can work together to share resources. How can we share our resources? And those resources could be human resources, personnel, could be financial resources. So how can we all come together to share resources to help the people of Union City and make their lives better? And the mayor does a very good job of that, is bringing people together to do that.
I believe in that. Mr. Sanger, tell the community a daily routine being in office. You get to the office. Tell me some of the duties that you always do.
Well, that's a very good question. First of all, every day is a different day. And when you work with the public sector and you're working with so many people that are involved in housing, and every day may be a day, every day is different, but it may be a day that you might have to work on issues that you're really not expecting. Okay? You can make many plans, but sometimes there are things you don't expect that may come through because those are truly the needs of the people. So every day what you try to do is you come in, and I'm a man who believes in being very well organized. I put my notes together for the day.
I know that. I remember those meetings with you in the district school.
I put my notes together to that day, things to do, and of course follow up on phone calls, talk to my staff. Okay, what are our assignments today? What are the things do? Do we have any issues overnight that we have to address immediately? Work with the staff. Be sure, most importantly, that all our work orders get out. That all the work orders for the community, the people.
And you're still meeting monthly with the board?
Yes, I meet with the board once a month.
How many members?
We have a 7-member board, and we'll meet this Thursday. This Thursday we will have our meeting, and they are what we call our board of commissioners at the Union City Housing Authority. Some appointed by the state, some appointed by the mayor, but it's a 7-member board of volunteers, by the way. Volunteer their time, but all people who have a true interest and a true caring for Union City. And I'm very fortunate, as I did at the Board of Education, to have a board that is very supportive. And without them, we will not have those important resources that we need.
That's a good family. I mean, people understand their duties and understand that Union City is a family, is in pro of senior citizen, education, in general, in pro of the community. Mrs. Sanger, anything that you may share with the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, that maybe we didn't cover?
Well, I don't know, Kennedy. I guess there are many different topics or things you'd like to discuss, but what I would like, the message that I would like to get to the people of Union City, that the Union City Housing Authority is working very hard in order to make improvements at the Housing Authority with limited funding from the federal government. Even though we are under the umbrella of the HUD and Housing and Urban Development, there are times with limited funding that we're trying to provide the best we can possibly can with the limited resources that we do have. But one thing we do, we listen to the people. We try to prioritize what's best for people in their daily lives, and that you do have hardworking people there. And as evidenced by what we've done, we've fixed buildings such as at Veterans that haven't been really fixed in 70 years. All right. And we are also presently going through a RAD program, which is Rental Assistant Demonstration, whereby all of our public housing and many of our housing units are big buildings. We call them our family buildings. We're looking for the first time in between 50 and 70 years to rehab all those buildings, go out and get funding and rehab all those buildings so the quality of living is best for everyone.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that.
Mrs. Sanger, the community know that you are doing an excellent job now in Housing Authority.
Thank you.
And we know that you did an excellent job on the Board of Education too.
Thank you.
So thank you for taking the time, and you took the time
Thank
to come
you.
to the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Kennedy.
Thank you. As I said before, tonight we had a very special guest, Mr. Sanger, a person who very interesting, a lot that he did in the past and still doing it for the city of Union City, the community of Union City, the Dream City. This show is every Sunday at 7 p.m. YouTube channel. My name is Kennedy NG.